in this video, we're not going to go into the details of where the data comes from for Sora.
So we've all seen it. And if you haven't, we kind of touched on it a couple weeks ago here on Deaton Street. Sora, OpenAI's new video creation software, AI, video generation. It's fancy.
It's cool.
There was a clip that, of an interview that got dropped, and that kind of was a little sketch.
Here it is.
What data was used to train Sora?
We used publicly available data and licensed data.
So videos on YouTube?
I'm actually not sure about that.
Okay. Videos from Facebook, Instagram?
If they were publicly available, publicly available to use, there might be the data, but I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not confident about it.
What about Shutterstock? I know you guys have a deal with them.
I'm just not going to go into the details of the data that was used, but it was publicly available or licensed data.
After the interview, Murati confirmed that the licensed data does include content from Shutterstock.
So obviously she doesn't want to discuss the details of where the data is coming from in Sora.
No.
And I think there's a good reason for that. It's because they don't want us to know where the data is coming from, which is probably not where it's supposed to be coming from. Does it matter where the data is coming from for Sora? Like, as content creators, as folks that are probably going to use Sora in the future, does it matter that they're definitely pulling stuff off of YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and anywhere else that the data may be publicly available?
Yep. It is not limited to the Shutterstock website, which is like your stock footage website. It is pulling from public data. So you may generate an image of a man's face with a cowboy hat and a gray mustache, or a video of him like nodding his head yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
That might be a real person.
Might be your grandpa.
Might be. It might be, what's a Sam Elliott? The actor, are you going to use other people's faces and likenesses in your stuff? You might be.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like, are they using actual Mr. Beast videos that are absolutely publicly available and throwing them in so you can generate and learn how to generate faces and stuff? What's interesting to me in this is that there are publicly available videos on YouTube and Facebook and other that are owned by large IPs that are litigious IPs in Disney. You can go on YouTube and watch a video of a Disney character from a channel that is not owned by Disney. So is OpenAI just kind of pulling some Disney animation to help themselves out a little bit, but technically it's publicly available?
Well, and then that gets into the realm of how modified would that be in the Sora stuff that it isn't copywritten? Like if it's pulling from public data, obviously it's public data, but there's got to be some sort of thing in there that you shouldn't use that. Like, we're not allowed to do that. So why is AI,
Yeah. And then it pushes kind of the hard questions about, the folks that are going to use it. And I've gone on record. I'm going to use it.
I'm not.
And that's good. Like, I think that, both sides can disagree. But it kind of goes on, is there a moral, obviously there have been some moral conversations about AI in general and using AI generated images. I think that went away, it stopped being as in vogue to talk about it, or I think this is going to open it up again. Because, not every animator is working for Disney. Some animators are working for a lot less, working on very hard on their own animation styles. And if you put that on YouTube, Sora is absolutely going to take that.
Oh yeah. So it's, and then, okay. So does that make you more inclined to put your stuff out there for it to be snagged by AI?
Right.
Or does that kind of want, like, I don't know, like, do I need to put my stuff on YouTube kind of thing? You know, because it could be quote unquote stolen or used for AI.
Yeah, it's the AI of it all, right? Because others can take your formula or take your style and recreate it. Other artists, you know.
Artists steal all the time.
Yeah, right.
There's like a whole, there's books on that, you know.
Right. It's very hard to create original work as a human, right?
Yeah.
And as time passes, I mean, when I was in grad school, I did a whole paper, a whole like large research paper about music copyright law and how music, especially the Western scale, you're dealing with, 12 notes, and there's only so many combinations of that the normal listener likes. Usually it's like 2 chord progressions, right? 1, 4, 5, 1, right?
Yep.
It's just used over and over and over again. And is that stealing? Is that copying? I don't think so, if you put your own spin on it. But when you introduce the fact that it's AI, and AI can just take that, and instead of a human using something to get a little bit better and working and earning that kind of ability to steal, right? Greta Van Fleet, their ability to sound exactly like Led Zeppelin, except not as good. It at least was earned. But when you throw AI in there and it can do it in a couple milliseconds and just steal, and you can kind of prompt it to be like, hey, make me a video that looks like Wes Anderson.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be beautiful.
I'll let you know. But
yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It's just kind of, it's fishy. That whole that interview was fishy, the fact that she was kind of, I don't want to say, I don't really know. Like, how do you not know? Sorry, it's raining here. I don't know if you can hear the thunder. It's crazy. How do you not know where your source stuff is coming from?
Oh, she knows.
Like there has to be.
She knows. That's the face that someone makes when they get their hand stuck in the cookie jar,
That's the PR response, because I mean, like, I work in IT, so like, and we're doing a lot of cybersecurity stuff right now that we can break down and see like exactly what, clients are doing, on their computers, and like, just to keep them safe and everything.
Right.
But like, there is a level of information that you can grab that you cannot tell me that you do not have, or you do not have an AI program to do for you,
I think I think the reason she looked like that is because there is some nefariousness behind it. They understand that what they're doing is not technically ethical.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's a lane here that I want to try to open up.
Okay.
That could potentially help those of us like me. I see the problem. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ethical to steal other people's artistic works. I think that it's up to the person that's using, as an individual, using Sora to try your best to make it as original to you as possible. And in that, you understand that when you're using prompts, you're not asking it to create something that looks like someone else's work. So I think that you can ethically manage that a little bit on your own. There's still the problem of where's that information coming from originally. But I think you can minimize that. The problem is people aren't going to. If you are on TikTok or Instagram nowadays, a very, very successful formula is to take a piece of content
and layer it on top of a video game or something,
and layer it on top of a soothing video game.
It's so stupid. I hate it.
It is, because you're not creating anything original. And honestly, like, if those people are watching this, you're not creating anything original, and
you're cheating.
you're not doing a good thing for the world. So maybe think about that. But yeah, I think it's going to be abused. And I think the reason that she's so cringe in this video is because she knows it's going to be abused.
Yeah.
It's not right.
Another thing I thought about too, it's like, okay, I use image generation for various things, like Midjourney and or ChatGPT or whatever. It's cool. It wasn't, I never thought of it that way as far as like we don't know where the source material is coming from or whatever. Because it was just like, oh, I give it a prompt and it generates this.
Yeah.
So you think it's going to generate this. Well, in all actuality, yeah, AI is pulling from the internet anything that is public. So it's like, are the images that I'm generating pulled from someone's art to some capacity? You know,
for sure.
And compiled and mashed into this one image, you know. I think it's something you don't think about until you see someone, you know, ramble off in an interview and you're like, wait a minute, hold on a second.
Yeah. And I think you were a little late. I want to jump in front of this. I think you were a little late to the AI generation thing. Cause when that started to come out, Midjourney and stuff, that was a big controversy. It's so much so that some of the Midjourney stuff, you could see AI's interpretations of signatures at the bottom of different paintings or like different AI generated art. And the reason that it's doing that is because it's obviously being fed things that have other artists' signatures on it. So it's just something to keep in mind. It's hard to rationalize and say like, there's one answer to this and this is the right way, wrong way. I just think that as we move forward with AI, you have to understand that everyone's going to use it to some capacity, and it's up to the individual creator to be ethical in their use of those products, in my opinion. And I think that the responsibility falls on the creator, because Sora and ChatGPT and all those large companies are going to continue to do what they're doing, because if they don't, someone else will, and they're not going to lose that competition. And that doesn't make it right, just makes it gross, but that's what it is.
It's about the monies.
It's about the monies.
Yeah.
Do you have any closing thoughts? So you're definitely, we can put you on record here.
I most likely will not be trying. I won't be using Sora. I will probably try it out. But as far as like using it to any, you know, for any of my videos or anything, my goodness. As far as using it for any of my videos or anything, I probably won't.
Yeah.
Just because I like creating my own stuff. I don't want to have to be dependent on, you know, AI to generate stuff. Now, would it be good to use for storyboards or something? That way I don't have to sit there and draw everything. Sure, why not? But no, I probably won't use it. Like I said, I'll try it, but I won't use it for long.
I'm going to use it, and I promise if I do try, or if I use it to steal, I will only steal from Disney. Because I think that's ethical.
Yeah.
I will only steal. You'll just see freaking the T-Rex from Toy Story and all my stuff. And you know,
oh God, Rex. Yes, absolutely.
And if Disney comes and they're like, did you generate from our stuff? I'll make the same face as this lady went. I think that'll hold up in court.
Yeah.
Your Honor. But have you considered, Your Honor?
Have you thought about?
Yeah. We're kind of turning into De Niro's. You know? All right. We've rambled on for too long. Let us know in the comments what you thought of this snippet of the interview. The whole interview is really interesting. I think Wall Street Journal did it. Highly recommend watching that. Watching it all the way through, did a great job. But what are your thoughts on this? Peace.
See ya.
I'm walking the streets of nowhere.